Let's do one more. And I'm also, the reason why I went into this front view, I'm using this view to make sure that I stay inside of the vase as I'm going into the vase, because if I grabbed this edge and it went too far out, you would start to see that. And you'd get like some weird shading stuff going on. So that's why I go to that view and I watch the wireframe and I sort of trail that off with the wireframe so that it's not poking out anywhere. So I'll just delete the history on that, edit, delete by type, history, and we can see that it's got some faceting going on, so I'll select it in object mode, go to my normals, go to my soften edge, and now we have our little vase. So let's just go over it. Let's do that concept just one more time. So I'm gonna, maybe we'll make like a sink type thing here. I'm gonna grab these verts and hit X to snap them. X is in Xavier. And actually, I haven't done this yet, but I could hit D, which is my manipulator modifier, and I could use that in conjunction with my vertex modifier to snap my manipulator to the edge vertex of that that cube there. And then I could use my X, which is my grid modifier, to then just make sure that I snap that directly to that wall. If you ever want to return your modifier to the center, the exact center of that cube, modify center pivot, and that will return it. So if it's off, modify center pivot, and then it's back to normal. So we'll put our sink here, expand this out a little bit. I can take this face, actually, I'm going to go in my tool settings up here. If I click this middle button over here, go to the tool settings for this tool, which is my insert edge loop tool, and I think I'll just say, give me multiple edge loops, give me 2. And I'll just drop that in. Do keep in mind though, if you don't reset that, every time you drop it in, it'll put in 2, but it put them in equidistant for me, which is what I wanted. But I'll just go back to it with this, and I'll just reset it so it goes back to normal. So now if I use it again, oops. Now if I use it again, it's just 1. And if you ever do get a situation where you get those edges highlighted, if you just select everything, click off, just a little graphical glitch. Okay, so now that I've created that base, I'm going to right click, go to my face mode, I'm going to left click that, I'm going to extrude here, I'm going to scale this in, and I'm going to extrude that again, and you can sort of create a little sink that way. So you can have objects that go in. If you wanted to, if you want to try and get real fancy, you could put in edge loops there, or we could just extrude in again there. It's a little sloppy, so we'll take the extra polygons that we'll create in this instance, I think. And then maybe we'll just extrude out some type of faucet. So might be able to see it. We could sort of start to create any kind of shape that we want. It's just a matter of just working with our geometry and learning more tools. Those are sort of the basic tools. I didn't show the split polygon tool, but I'll just show that, or the interactive split tool. We haven't had an opportunity where we needed it yet, but in certain situations we could click. Oops. I'm going to hit enter here. We can create geometry however we want, sort of wherever we want. This did create an n-gon here, but let's say if I wanted to, let's go back to the interactive split tool. Could maybe run this off into the corner. I hit enter. So I left click on that vert, I left click on this vert, hit enter, and that runs that off. And then what I could do is I could then double click these or that edge, and I could then delete it, and I could continue doing that to sort of optimize my mesh for the game, since I'm not using some of these verts down here. I don't need that geometry down there. That's just sort of a preview of optimizing stuff for games. So I want to make sure I delete that history, edit, delete by type, history, and now that's for now that's good to go. So I'm running at about an hour here, so I think I'm going to stop. Maybe I'll do one more where I go over some more advanced tools in time. But I guess the activity for this would be, try your apple, and then if you want, try and make some things maybe in your room or in the kitchen or somewhere. Just try some basic shapes. Try like a window or a table lamp, cabinets, or refrigerator, and just try out some basic shapes and get used to the tools. So that's it. Hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, you can always just shoot me a message, and I'm happy to help. All right, later.